So you end up having your first number one, You Don't Know Her Like I Do by Brantley Gilbert, which is so cool because I mean, it sounds like nothing else that he has put out before that and since then. I feel like one of his best songs. Take me through the
Thank
day that
you.
you wrote it.
Thank you. Man, it was a funny day. He and I had met at Warner Chapel previously a few times in the hallway. We were both writers signed to that company, and we had a day together. And we showed up. He was on a phone with a buddy, and he was having a conversation about a girl, and he was kind of defending the girl and his relationship with the girl to his buddy. And it wasn't a hostile call. It was like he was very lovingly kind of understanding where his friend was coming from. His friend was being protective of him, I would think. And he was kind of, just laying out the virtues of the relationship and of her, and kind of like, well, I didn't really realize all that until 45 minutes in, and he's still on the phone. And I was like, well, all right, you're saying some really wonderful things, and I'm sitting here, and I as well write some of them down because they're pretty good. And so I just made, wrote notes, but wrote a list of things that he was saying, the real things that he was saying. And he got off the phone. I don't know how long it was exactly, but by that point I had amassed a pretty good little few lines. And he was like, so I think, he was apologizing, just saying, I'm sorry, man, let's get another day. I know I wasted the morning here. And I was like, man, if you just look at what I wrote down, some of the things you were saying could make a great song. And I turned to the computer, I showed him, and he was like, give me the guitar. Let's do this. Yeah. And that's
That's
how we
so
wrote it.
cool.
And I remember, I think we wrote it pretty quick. I don't think it took that long. And I think that's because it was pretty true. It was all real. And,
Yeah,
when you're riding on that kind of fire, it's like, it can pour out of you pretty quick. You're not searching for it. It's all kind of right there in you at the moment. And, that was just a very lucky day for me to be in the room with Brantley Gilbert. I'll
for
tell you.
sure. And the track does a cool thing where it like you think the song is over and then the piano comes back in and his vocal comes back in. Did you guys write it like that, or is that something that came on post production?
I don't know. Dan Huff produced it, and I don't know where that idea came from, but I loved it. Right?
I
I
know.
just loved it. Yeah, the first time I heard it, I was blown away.